We are very happy to launch our assembly plants in Kenya, which has 1,200 square meters and which includes also the state-of-the-art test bench, which is first in its kind in East Africa. We are very happy to celebrate this big achievement together with representatives from the government side, business communities, customers, consultants, contractors, plumbers, and most importantly, with Wilo friends.
Thank you all so much, and thanks for staying current. You're the gentlemen who make us stay current with the times of what's happening. And we are happy that you're here today to also tell the local and international and regional scenery what's happening, what are the new developments happening. And Wilo is happy, of course, to be represented here very well.
I'm German. I'm coming from Germany, from the headquarters. I'm a senior vice president, acting for the executive board as also a strategic advisor for Africa. That's why I'm here supporting all these activities of development in Africa. I will spend a couple of minutes with you to go through our group so that you have a picture of who we are before handing over to Matthew and to Belete to go more in detail to our Africa strategy. We are close to a 2 billion euro company. We are having 8,500 employees. We are generating profitability EBITDA of almost 200 million euros. So we are considered as in Germany we will call it a bigger Mittelstand, so no more a medium-sized company, but a global actor worldwide. We're investing heavily, more than 150 million euro per year. And looking back last year, we were enjoying a nice growth of more than 14%. We are covering different market segments in our Wilo group, numbers of 5. You can see on the left side, starting with building service, either residential for 1 or 2 family houses, or commercial for larger buildings like hospitals, hotels, compounds, malls, whatever. Then in the middle, it's this original equipment manufacturer activity. It's all around integrating pumps into heating devices, cooling devices like chillers, whatever. The fourth one is water management, and obviously this is the core of our business we are covering currently here. And last but not least, industrial developments are also part of our market segment. Starting from the building service means that this is all about moving water inside a building, either clean, either dirty, either hot, either cold. And last but not least, industry products, which are far bigger. And to give you an idea about the smallest pump on the top left side and the biggest pump, you see this vertical turbine on the right side. The power consumption of the small pump is 10 watt. The power consumption of the biggest vertical turbine is 5 megawatt. 5 megawatt electrical power consumption, just to give you an idea, the diversity of products we are serving worldwide. Beside this, for sure, we are covering our service activity with more than 2,500 service technicians, 900 service partners, and this in more than 60 countries, currently even in 65 countries. Yeah, about our industrial footprint, and this is a picture of last year. You can see these are the major factories for more than 100, 200 employees. You can see we are historically very much European-centric. Our headquarters is located in Dortmund, in Germany. We have acquired companies in France. We have 2 big factories in Laval and in Aubigny. Late in the 90s, we went over to Asia, acquiring in Korea, Lucky Gold Start company division. In China, we have 2 factories in Korea, as I mentioned, and also in India, while acquiring Mother and Platt, we were also establishing here our industrial footprint. Later, in the beginning 2000, we started activities in the USA, and we have now also here a nice footprint by acquiring other companies like Wilo and Scott. So 15 main production sites and more than 80 sales companies on site. But if I have now just a closer look on Middle and South Africa, historically our first assembly plant was in South Africa, as you can see here, where we have our first subsidiary also. And now we are celebrating, and I'm very happy to be here and very excited, our second assembly plant on the continent, here in Nairobi, covering all the region of East Africa. And we have, for your information, also a third subsidiary in Nigeria. The rest is covered by what we call pioneers. Thank you. Okay.
We look at sustainability in three aspects. So the first one is, of course, the climate. We can call it ecology, economy, and then, of course, the last one being social. And of course, I'm sure you'll agree that investment in climate preparedness, adaptation thereof, of course, improves our livelihoods, it improves our social well-being, it improves the quality of life, economy, and more so our safety. So you almost tick all the boxes. But how do we meet this from Wilo perspective? Of course, we have got a sustainability strategy that is in place, but I wanted to somehow also go deeper in terms of why it is important to have this facility here. Of course, our aim now is to continue where we started, but it's more about, I'll say, creating memorable experience for our customers and delivering value. So it's more about going beyond the obvious. So we'll be putting customer at the center of everything we do. But at the same time, of course, the other aim that we have, of course, is about providing solutions which offer operational reliability, energy efficiency, and of course, safety. I keep talking about safety, yes. Safety starts with me and you. So back to the ecology part, where I mentioned ecology, economy, and of course, the social part. That's where we, of course, are helping our customers to harness smart, groundbreaking technology to be able to mitigate climate change, so to say.
We try to support the Eastern African region all the way to both North Sudan, South Sudan, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Djibouti, Somalia, all the Eastern African communities as well, Rwanda, Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi. We came with a clear vision. We said in a couple of years we're going to open assembly plant. And that was a promise I personally make to the media, of course, as a company also. And today is our history day, and we kept our promise what we were informed the media 5 years ago. Of course, the journey is not like easy walking in a park. If you see globally also, especially starting from end of 2020, we have a COVID, and then all this logistic issue and geopolitical issue, which is related to that. It was really struggling us, but we showed also good resilience. Why we choose Kenya? As I said, I'm Ethiopian. I'm working 12 years with Wilo. So we started, or at that time we called them pioneer in Kenya, in Tanzania. So the business really progressed in Ethiopia because the water challenge in Ethiopia or compared to Kenya is more severe. So we do have a solution, so we get a little bit good traction. But when we think about sustainability, how we can continue, how we can be close to a client. So we choose Kenya because Kenya is a center. It's a financial hub, border connected to majority of the countries. Mombasa port is a big hub, not only supporting Kenya, but also Uganda. And This is also, we want to show majority of multinational companies when they try to think about addressing especially East Africa, either they sit in South Africa or in Egypt or in India. So, which will not going to be that much effective, especially supporting a client. The other most important thing on the Eastern African region is there is a challenge, or the challenge is very dynamic. You can see a city like Nairobi really growing very fast. Addis, urbanization is 5%. Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, Kampala, where the business or 5% GDP averagely they show the countries. And you can see everybody is coming to the city and space is limited. That's why you see a building like 88 in Kenya, in Nairobi, the 88th floor building. So since the space is limited, building has to be constructed vertically, and the challenge is to address the water to all the last floor. So on the other hand, also if you drive maybe 200 kilometers, 300 kilometers from Nairobi, we do have what call them this arid and semi-arid areas. That is also another water challenge. If you see Kibera, you have informal settlement, sanitation, and clean water supplies, also another challenge. So we are here as a Wilo because our solutions are, as Michael explained, our pumps are working in Google data center in US or in China in Alibaba data center. Why? Because we do have high efficiency pumps. All the way, our solutions are going to rural part of Kenya because we are not only a high efficiency or high reliability company. Also by 2025, as a company, as one of the slide we said, we signed a global compact. By 2030, we are a part of the UN where we want to supply clean water for everyone. So our investment, if you see, starting from 2018, is also we go to water treatment site. We are now producing in Germany ultrafiltration, where you can go to any river, scooping a clean, a dirty water, and put it in a bucket-like structure, which is quite affordable for every African society. And it can ability to purify the water 99.999% against pathogen, viruses, and other things. So this is how you can see our products are diversified. Now, when I'm coming to where we are here, assembly plant, we want to do assembly plant, especially in East Africa, to be closer to a client. And we do have, this assembly plant is 1,200 square meter or 13,000 square feet. And we will going to do assembly around 12 products up to 2025. So these are merely on the booster sets, firefighting pumps, intersection pumps for irrigation side, building service irrigation side. By doing this, we create job creation for the youngsters. We do have direct 20 employees under Wilo, and we have created a job for 20, what we call them, service provider all over East Africa. The second one is the major challenge in the Eastern Africa region, or in Africa totally, is the capacity building. You'll find from designing stage during installation and operation, majority of the pumps are failing. It's a huge investment. And to narrow this gap, we are also incorporate on this assembly plant what you call Wilo Academy. And the third one is trading. We assemble in Kenya, as I said, and we export it also to the neighboring country. So this is a big achievement. I would like to say thank you on behalf of Wilo team. The group is giving the priority, maybe we call it Africa Focus. The group, it's 150 years old company, but the group were giving priority first in Europe and then in Asian countries. Now we are in Africa, especially to change life, to create an impact. And I would like to say thank you.
Now it's time to take on your question.
For me, it's about the strategy that you have for Wilo East Africa, especially this being new technology that you've brought in the country. So what will you do to make sure that the users here know how to use this kind of technology moving forward?
I mean, we come with state-of-the-art technologies. We come with the best efficient pumps worldwide. We come with smart technologies, with connected technology, and for sure here, this comes not without any kind of service, support, education. And maybe I hand over to Matthew, because I think you know how to do this, as you did it in South Africa.
We see the world through the eyes of the customer. So there's a need for us to go a step further, do some needs analysis, because now as we try to get our customers to harness these smart solutions, it's also key to educate them. So we are committed to train young people so they can have meaningful prospects and gain qualification opportunities for sure. So which means that we're enabling them to drive green transformation. And of course, out of these aspects, we all benefit. I'll say from this knowledge transfer, of course, we do benefit, but it's more about saying we're joining hands to shape sustainable development of East Africa. But at the same time, I think what's key is to say, for those that will be experiencing site challenges, we are going there to say, okay, we don't just want to receive the repair jobs. We want to understand what triggered the failure, what's going on, because it's all about increasing reliability of their critical equipment and driving down their operating cost. So having said this, the training facility that we have here, which you'll see later, it's aimed, of course, to have workshops. So there'll be a lot of best practices that will be shared here. We'll also get people to touch and feel in terms of having to do, be it research and so on. Because, you know, when you're talking about smart solutions, I think you'll agree perceived risk is high for those that perhaps don't know the solution. So it's key for us to address that element. The only way to do so is of course, to educate. So it will be easy then to be able to have a more sustainable Africa going forward. And of course, it will then enable us to even enhance our progress when it comes to what we're doing or what small and medium scale farmers are doing. They will need our training if we are talking food security.
We are trying to partner with KEWI, Kenya Water Institution. As I said, the biggest challenge is yesterday I was with UNICEF, and they are trying to work on the sustainability of the water supply on semi-arid and semi-arid areas. One of the biggest challenges is maintenance, maintaining the water, the solar water pumps. And graduates also, on the other hand, we do have technicians and graduate. They are not able, when they do graduate, they are not able to fix the solution. So this is what I said. Wilo has academy, it's called Wilo Academy, which is worldwide. This academy's presence. One of the sustainability strategy of Wilo is to open 20 training centers globally up to 2025 all over the world. So this is the only way that we can create sustainability by keeping the operation and maintenance story. So we're supposed to sign a memorandum of understanding with KOI today, but the director is not in Kenya or outside of Nairobi. Soon, the press also, you will get that this partnership. And Wilo Academy is also not only in Kenya, but we do have the in Hoof also, where technicians are going and dismantling and assembling the pumps as well. And this will going to be on the maintenance side, but also here we are doing assembly, and the pumps is assembled by Kenyans. And they have been also trained in Europe and in India. So they are also transferring this skill set to the rest of the Kenyans, not only Kenyans, but also the East Africans.
Yeah, as Wilo, are you planning additional investments in Kenya?
We are convinced the development of this facility that we are celebrating today will continue. But at the same time, we believe that we are well poised to respond to rapidly changing customer base. But we also need to evolve to be able to meet customer needs, because customers now are looking for solutions that address energy consumption and subsequently solutions that help them to drive down operating cost. So looking forward, of course, it's more about saying, if we talk from creating customer experience, we can look at investment in terms of service team, because when it comes to aftermarket support, this is the differentiating factor. You don't want to buy a smart solution and then when there's a challenge, you wait for days or months. So it will be more of a rapid response to make sure that we create memorable experience for you. So it's more about putting customer at the center of everything, because our aim is that Wilo has to be a household name which speaks to customer needs. So in terms of investment, of course, now we're starting with a lean approach, where this is, of course, we are operating on a rental basis. But going forward, our aim is to maybe own our own structure or facilities, so to say. But of course, it's subject to how the business evolves going forward.
As I said, the biggest challenge of WSPs, these water service providers, is the energy bill that they are paying for KPLC. So Wilo is known for high efficiency pumps. We do have high efficiency pumps, which we say the center of art, technology, best in class. And we start cooperating with one of the water service provider, where they are paying 200,000 USD per month for KPLC. And that has two impacts. It reduces their profitability, as well as that cost is transferred to the users, where it makes the cost of water per meter cube is high. So we are trying to cooperate with them. We use third party to prove that by saving around 10% of this energy bill, in 1.5 years, they are able to change all of the 24 pumps. We have similar projects in Jordan and other areas. The second one was the biggest challenge for WSPs is financing. They don't have money to change or to finance all these things. So we are coming also together with German banks. If you seek FW, DEG, you might heard about these financing institutions. They do have particular program which is called Africa Connect to really encourage German companies to come and to invest in Africa. It's a kind of financing. And maybe, I don't know, you said it before, but I heard it yesterday also, only 3% of German companies are active in Africa. So such kind of program is a good enabler. From the other side, we use that as springboard, and we are doing finalizing of this contract. And yeah, it's called Energy Performance Contract. So WSPs, they don't need to spend their monies by just saving the cost of especially the electricity bill. They can be profitable, and it reduces also the burden on the end users. Once, if I can say why this assembly plant is special, we install also a pump test bed, the first in kind in East Africa. Previously, in order to test a pump, you have to go to Germany or India, and you do the test. The engineers are going there. They try to see the duty points, the energy efficiency, the one which is claimed is correct, and we shipped it to this side. But we have seen for those pumps which is already inside in Kenya, the biggest challenge is there is no place in East Africa to do such kind of a test.
So the next item on the program is to do a factory visit. So we will go right through this door.
This demonstrates Wilo commitment in intensifying its presence in Africa, because local is everything and it inspires job creation. For sure, this also helps us to meet SDG number 8, which is all about decent work and equal economic opportunities.
Honorable Alice Wahome. In fact, we could give her a hand as she's come. She's come in very good time. Asante Sana, thank you for honoring us with your presence.
Honorable Sis Alice Wahome, Honorable Chatafir Alexander Fiale, all parties from the NGOs, and all protocol observed. Today we are very happy to launch our assembly plant, which has 1,200 square meter or 13,000 square feet. And also it includes the state-of-the-art pump test bed. And this is first in kind in Eastern Africa. I am very happy also to celebrate this big achievement together with representative from the government side, Wilo customers, representative from the UN and all the NGOs, as well as the plumbers, the consultants, contractors, and Wilo friends. So once again, I would like to say really thank you for joining us, spending your time to celebrate this big achievement. And yeah, asante sana, amasagnalo. Thank you very much.
Bonability, I wish we had some subtitles just for the last few words that you said there. The only one I know is Dahando. Is that something close? Is Ethiopian? Yeah? Dahando. Okay. My name is Mark Masai. To the Honorable Madam CS, we have interacted before in other capacities. It's a great honor to be here and to see what you're doing in partnership with the many who are building the industry, and to the team, of course, that has made this possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me now call on Michael Raft, the Senior Vice President, Wilo Strategic Business Unit, to make his remarks. Please feel free to adjust it because I'm a bit challenged longitudinally. So.
Thank you, thank you. Our esteemed guests from various government ministries represented here, our stakeholders from the United Nations, European Union. Just in a nutshell, I want to give you a short overview about who is Wilo, obviously, and why are we here. So, Wilo is one of the worldwide leader in pumping solution and pumping systems, covering the 5 continents. It's a family-owned company headquartered in Dortmund, North Rhine-Westphalia. Very traditional, we call it in Germany, Mittelstand Unternehmen, a company of middle size but growing. Coming from a hidden champion to a visible champion. 150 years of history. We celebrated 150 years last year because the company was established in 1872. Without crunching into the figures, a few numbers so you know what we are speaking about. The Wilo Group is 2 billion euro turnover almost. Employing 8,500 employees over the world. I don't go into profitability and in investment. We are investing heavily as we are a family-owned company. We're not stock listed. The history is coming from Dortmund for sure. Late 80s, last century, we moved to France. We built up two nice factories in the late 90s. The Wilo Group moved over to Asia, acquired Lucky Gold Star division, pump division in Korea. We grew up our business in China, and we acquired another company, Mother & Platt, in India. So since 20 years, we are well established in Asia and Southeast Asia. Recently, in the last 10, 15 years, we established ourselves in North America, basically close to Chicago, where we acquired also 3 other companies. Saying this, you know that we have been now established in Europe, Asia, and North America, so something is missing. Africa. We say we're a bit late in Africa, but this is not really true. Some figures tell us that only 3% of German companies are active in Africa. Wilo is part of this, already since 30 years. And I've learned that also in Kenya, 100 companies are active. Wilo is part of them. So you see, we are already since 30 years active in Africa, established mainly from South Africa, in Johannesburg, where we have our first assembly plant. We have since yesterday 3 subsidiaries, Wilo South Africa, Wilo Nigeria, and Wilo Kenya. And since today, I'm happy to celebrate that we have also now a second assembly plant in Africa at Wilo East Africa, here in this location. Few words about what we are doing, because more or less everybody knows a bit about pumping, but and about pump system and pump solution. Have in mind that we are active in different market segments, starting from building service. Building service is our core competence. It's where we are coming from since 150 years. It means we are moving water inside the buildings, clean water, dirty water, hot water, cold water. We do not pump oil, we do not pump beer, we do not pump milk, neither chocolate. We pump water in buildings. These are the first segments. The second one is more linked to integrated product and chillers and heat pump business. We call it the OEM business, original equipment manufacturer business, for which I'm in charge of. And the third big one is the one we are talking today about, and for which you will see this beautiful assembly plant. This is the market segment of water management. Clean water, wastewater, and you will learn more later on this night. Last but not least, we have a big segment also dedicated to industry for industrial pumps in all the different factories. So far from the market trends, I will not go into details about the portfolio, just to tell you that we, in terms of pump, have a high diversification of products. We have small pumps that size big, consuming 10 watts for building service to let flow inside the radiators, not used in Kenya, but mainly used in Europe. These are the smallest pump, and the biggest pump for industry is what we call vertical turbines. These are pumps which are 26 meter high, and the power consumption is 5 megawatt. So from 10 watt to 5 megawatt, this is the range of our product portfolio. Last comment I wanted to tell you is about our megatrends. Obviously, we are following megatrends which drive our activity toward the next 20 years. Basically, we are following 5 megatrends. We follow the first megatrend, which is obviously climate change. And you can guess that all 5 affects East Africa heavily. So already 5 to 8 years ago, we were forerunner in defining those megatrends. First one was climate change. Second one is urbanization, because we know that the continent Africa in 2050 will have 2.2 billion inhabitants, estimated, which represent 25% of the world global inhabitants. So urbanization is a topic. The second or the third one is globalization, and here I will spend 30 seconds to tell you what we call on a globalization. We call it, by the way, globalization 2.0, because we have been living in the last 30, 40 years in a free trade zone, in an overall extreme globalized world. And since now COVID, since the Ukraine crisis, since the new geo-economic turnaround, we see that, or we face protectionism, trade barriers, where we had in the past multilateralism relationship, we have only bilateralism relationship. So we need now to change also our software in mind and to make sure that tomorrow we are there where the market demands are, means very high regionalization, local for local approach, and definitely today this is why we are here in East Africa. The last two megatrends we are following, and you are affected heavily for sure, are water shortage and energy shortage. And I think we will discuss later on about those two, because this is definitely why we are here.
Thank you so much to Michael Raft, the Senior Vice President, Wilo Group Strategic Business Unit. This is a Senior Vice President. Give him another hand, please. He's loosening his tie since his speech is now done. So let's call up someone else who can give us another part of the German business context here in Kenya. And Marin is looking forward to this speech. Marin Dial, I hope I haven't baptized you. As she comes up on stage, please, let's give her a hand. She's a country director at the Delegation of German Industry and Commerce in Kenya. Karibu.
Asante sana. I'm very happy here to be here today on behalf of the German business community that was mentioned. So, dear Belete Mekebe, our host today, Honorable Alice Wahome, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Water and Sanitation, Alexander Firle, Charge d'Affaires, German Embassy, and the Wilo guests coming all over from Germany. And allow me to say, in the last weeks, we are very happy that people are still coming and not thinking this is not a place to go. Yeah? And I think we should all work on it, that it stays a place to go. I think we're on a good way at the moment. So, dear guests, all protocol observed. I'm so happy to be here today witnessing this important event. It's actually the third major event from Wilo here in Nairobi I have the pleasure to attend. The first one was the launch of your sales representative office in 2017. And actually, till last year, that was in the same office building as we were, a strictly office building. And you moved out here to go one step further. We miss you as a neighbor, we miss you as a colleague, but we're actually quite happy that you moved here. So this is proving that Wilo has taken the next step from just selling and servicing only now to also having its local assembly plant. And one thing we are very happy about is also a training center. And this launches today. In between, last September, in Nairobi, you were also chosen as one of the 7 locations worldwide that Wilo Group chose to be host for its virtual Wilo SDG Action Days. That's how you called it. 7 SDGs, 7 days, 7 locations. Focusing on different SDGs. If I remember correctly here, it was SDG number 8, decent work and economic growth. And I had the pleasure to be a panelist there. Kenya, or Eastern Africa, being one of them chosen for that week, shows the good work and the relevance of the market here, as also seen by the mother company. I would like to make a few remarks on the water sector here in Kenya and Eastern Africa, because we are all serving Eastern Africa from Kenya, and this is one of the big selling points still for Kenya, being the hub for Eastern Africa. Water scarcity, as also mentioned, is one of the most serious challenges we face, not only in the rural areas, but increasingly in urban areas. But the positive news, according to UN Water, since 2015, over 600 million people have gained access to safely managed drinking water services. Globally, 3 out of 4 people used safely managed drinking water services in 2020. However, the number of city inhabitants lacking safely managed drinking water has increased by more than 50%. Thus, the efficient management of water resources is a topic that came to stay. The question will remain, how can we use our existing knowledge, technology available, and future innovation to tackle water scarcity? One way definitely is to improve and enhance what we do already through efficient water management. Private companies such as Wilo play a vital role in this. And allow me to be a little biased here. I really believe that technology solutions made in Germany, such as Wilo's, are definitely amongst the best worldwide. And we see that local partners and customers acknowledge this more and more and turn towards German solutions. Of course, there's still room for growth. And with this new assembly plant and training center, you are showing, as Wilo, that you're surely ready for that. Such a local assembly not only fosters self-reliance, but also creates job opportunities, something that is dearly needed here in Kenya. I dare say that you as Wilo are a great example for others and congratulate you for the work done. The company has already been honored with a German Sustainability Award in 2020, I read preparing for today, and you prove with your continuous presence in Eastern Africa the important role to support efficient technologies to tackle water scarcity. Well done. You deserve to celebrate today, and we as the German Chamber Office and the German Business Association, you are part of them, and rightly said, we have about 100 German companies here in Kenya. So we are proud to have you amongst us as one of the leaders in German investment here in Kenya. So I hope you're a good example for others to follow. Keep the good work going, and let's celebrate today.
please come up. If you hear a song and don't feel the pressure to dance, Myra Bernardi's Go for it. Yeah. There you go.
As some of you may know, the European Union is the biggest export destination of Kenyan products in the world. And also, as you may know, the EU and Kenya just very recently concluded political negotiations for the Economic Partnership Agreement, which is the trade agreement between the EU and Kenya. So trade relations are extremely strong between the EU and Kenya. In addition to our trade relations and also our political relations, we have a lot of projects in Kenya supporting job creation and business growth. And that's why today is so interesting for us. With our development cooperation funds in Kenya, we support financing startups and small and medium-sized enterprises. We also support business environment and regulatory reform, so all of the bits around the side that need to happen in order for business to flourish and jobs to be created. And we also support business associations, technical and vocational training, and business skills. So we try through all of the different parts of the value chain to create jobs and support business development in Kenya. And again, trying to deepen the businesses. So an assembly plant is a very nice example, and also add value within Kenya. Although we are not directly affiliated to this initiative, it sounds like an excellent example of some of our top priorities in Kenya, namely the EU with its member states have decided to work together on green and digital in Kenya. And I think this assembly plant, again, is an excellent example of a green company also using digital technologies. If you read some of the information about the company, it sounds like they're really at the cusp of many technological advances. So I'm looking forward to the tour of the assembly plant. Thank you very much.
It's a great honor for me to be here today with all those honorable guests that we have. Madam Cabinet Secretary, who is here, and I had the joy to get acquainted to her, to introduce myself to her. So thanks to Wilo to provide that opportunity just in my second week that I'm here in Nairobi. I would like to thank you, Mr. Senior Vice President, for the invitation, and also for you, the director of this assembly plant here. I've just, when you were talking about globalization, urbanization, and some other climate change, I thought our business are very close, actually. So you're working hands-on. We rather do the concepts and bring people together, but at the end we work on the same ends, and I think that is something I take from this event today. I'm also happy to see Maren Diale again today. We had 3 opportunities now to meet each other in 2 weeks. And 2 of them were just celebrations, openings of German companies. And she was just saying to me, don't you think that this will go on like that? So we have to be, we have to really enjoy this moment, because we don't know when the next German company will have a celebration here in Kenya, although we see that there's a growing interest of German companies coming to this very vibrant place here in Africa. So all of you representatives and employees of Wilo, I would like to congratulate you also for this opening of the assembly plant, and all the partners who have come from different countries of East Asia. It's a pleasure to be among you today. I think actually the launch of this new assembly plant shows your commitment to Kenya that you have, and to Africa, and the list of guests that you have today show that your engagement in Kenya is also very appreciated by the Kenyan government and also by the Kenyan society. Wilo is a well-known and very important player here in Kenya and in the region, and you are a role model, I would say, for German entrepreneurship and your activities abroad. There's also a part of, or there's also a bravery that you need to invest in foreign countries. You need to have a spirit of pioneership, and all this seems to be part of your company. And I must say that this investment comes amid a very dynamic phase in the German-Kenyan relationship. We celebrate this year the 60th anniversary of collaboration between Germany and Kenya, and our president, your president, and our chancellor have met already twice in a very short time. President Ruto went to Germany. Chancellor Scholz was here in Kenya, and they both have agreed on a very intense, or further intensifying the very dense partnership that we have. And Wilo, like the German government, sees Kenya as a country of outstanding economic potential. And I would just like to give you a few examples. I mean, Kenya is a continental leader in terms of smartphone penetration and internet usage. This country is a host of a vibrant digital community. 90% of the electricity is produced with renewable energy. I think this is also a very significant and impressive number, where we are far away from in Germany. And you have a very young society that is hungry for success. This is also something that distinguishes you from Germany, where we have difficulties to find young, talented people in the amount that our economy needs them. The German government therefore strives to extend the cooperation, which has been already on a very high level, in the fight against climate change, which offers many, many opportunities. Also, this, in a way, is a result of this component of our cooperation, because the effect of climate change is that you have more places where you need to have irrigation and where you need to get water to, and I think you can offer solutions in that field. And we, as the German government, see Kenya as a prime partner in this field because of the commitment of the government and because of the huge potential of renewable energy that you have. We are extending our cooperation in the field of renewable energy, and also we have very close cooperation in the field of agriculture, economic development, where GIZ and KfW have very large programs and projects funded by the German government. And the key of all this engagement is to create new jobs here in Kenya for this very motivated young population. And I think there again we have the same aim. You create jobs here in Nairobi with the potential maybe to increase even in the coming years. And so there we also work on the same end. I think both countries, Germany and Kenya, are very proud of being host to Wilo, and which is a company that has won several sustainability awards. And I would like to extend my warmest congratulations to you and to all the employees of Wilo. Also on behalf of the German ambassador for setting up this new facility here, which I think will have great success in the future. Thank you very much.
to let you know that the government is fully at hand to support. I'd like to give an opportunity to the representative, the best place to speak on this, and that is Honorable Alice Wahome, the Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Water and Sanitation. Give her a hand as she makes it to stage.
For me, it's really a very key moment, and I believe that our presence here as a government speaks to our work in supporting investment, in supporting trade. Congratulations for arriving at this particular stage. To be able to launch an assembly is a lot of work. But luckily, you have history, you have experience, the knowledge, and we have had. It's not just a short period of experience. It's over 150 years from a small family business. There is a lot there to learn about. And looking at where you are in terms of the investment portfolio, over 2 billion euros possibly available for investment. And you have talked about Europe, where I'm sure you command control there, considering maybe it was the beginning of your journey to Asia, to North America, and now Africa. The good thing is that you have come to Africa. There could be maybe now more potential in Africa than the places you started, because where we are as a ministry, as a country in terms of water, access to water, the technology you have will find more work possibly than the money. There is a big opportunity in our country. We are enjoying a very cordial, very consistent, very strong political goodwill from His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya. He's on top of things, especially in access to water, on climate change, on manufacturing. These are some of the words that never leave his lips, and you will, every time you see him or hear him speaking, he will either speak about water, about job creation, about manufacturing. He will speak about climate change. We do have a very ambitious plan for us as a Ministry for Water, because we are speaking about doing over 100 mega dams, another maybe possibly 5,000 medium, small size dams, and majority of those will require pumping. And the new approach for green energy, clean energy, is very critical. And Germany is known for specialized products, good quality work, and therefore I'm happy to be part of today's journey or achievement, not journey, achievement. And that's why I agreed to be one of the guests today. And I'm happy that the Deputy Ambassador is here with us, plus European Union, our very strong friends. I know that the journey, even before we got this particular government in place, these are some of the partners that helped towards the journey. And I hope that as a government, we have been able to extend our cooperation. So allow me therefore, ladies and gentlemen, to go through my speech and recognize the protocols that are represented here. As the Minister for Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, please don't be leaving out irrigation. It's our new State Department. Most of the times I'm called Minister for Water, but no, it's Minister for Water, Sanitation and Irrigation. There is a history to that. We have not been investing very well in sanitation. There is a big space there, and I know that we have maybe some investors here look at it. There is also a very big investment opportunity in irrigation. towards achieving food security. Therefore, Alexander Fieri, Deputy Ambassador, German Embassy here in Kenya, Michael Laft, Senior Vice President, Wilo SE Strategic Business Unit Manager, Bahrain, and if I am wrong on one or two, you will excuse me, Country Director at the Delegation of German Industry and Commerce in Kenya, Myra. I think she's the head of section. Green Growth and Livelihoods, European Union Delegation to Kenya. Representatives from the UN agencies who may be here or who are part of our events today, other chief executive officers, senior ministry officials. I have a few ministry officials, visitors from Germany, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Rwanda. I have been advised they were some of our guests, possibly some were here in the morning, including Sudan, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I met this particular team led by the MD in my office 2 days ago, and when they explained the reason why they wanted me to be a guest, I felt compelled to be part of this event today. Thank you for the invite. I'm therefore deeply honored to stand before you today as we celebrate the momentous occasion of the launch of the Wilo East Africa Assembly Plant. On behalf of the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, I extend my warmest congratulations to Wilo Group for bringing this groundbreaking advancement in water sector to Kenya. Our nation is currently experiencing a remarkable era of industrialization. This development comes at a crucial time as we undertake numerous advancements in water, sanitation, and irrigation sector. The importance of water in our socio-economic development cannot be overstated, as it plays a pivotal role in realizing Kenya's bottom-up economic transformation, better known as BETTER. The Vision 2030, fulfilling the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 6, clean water and sanitation for all. I extend my heartfelt, warmest gratitude to our esteemed partners for their unwavering support and dedication in collaborating with the ministry to achieve universal access to water by the year 2030. However, with less than 7 years to go, we are fully aware that there is still much work to be done. To unlock Kenya's fullest potential, we recognize the critical need for more private sector investments like the one we are witnessing today. The private sector has a pivotal role or an important role to play in completing the efforts of the government and other stakeholders. It is the engine of innovation, efficiency, and growth. And as we embrace the modern technologies introduced by private companies like Wilo, we are assured of sustainable water resource management, effective service delivery, and enhanced water accessibility. Embracing private sector investments allows us to address the imperatives of water accessibility, affordability, and environmental sustainability effectively and efficiently. The injection of private sector expertise and capital in the water sector opens up endlessly possibilities of transformative change, allowing us to overcome challenges that have been present for far too long. When I say that, we are maybe about 10, 15 years behind where we want to be or to go on access to water for every Kenyan. I commend Wilo Group once again for their commitment to sustainability and innovative solutions. Their investment in this assembly plant is a testament to their confidence in the potential of the Kenyan market and their dedication to proving modern solutions for water management. As we acknowledge Kenya's status as a water-scarce country with per capita water availability below the global threshold, we understand the urgency of the action, reducing non-revenue water and modernizing outdated pumping infrastructure that are costly to maintain are among our top priorities. Wilo's one-stop shop solution for service, maintenance, and standardized testing and replacement, all with a short delivery time or real-time delivery, is a game changer in the journey towards efficient water management. By partnering with companies like Wilo, we are not only revolutionizing water services, but also stimulating economic growth and job creation. Moreover, the adoption of highly efficient pumps that utilize the latest technology showcases a commitment to environmental conservation. These pumps significantly reduce electricity consumption, thereby lowering the carbon footprints and contributing to our broader sustainability goals towards climate change challenges. I am delighted to learn about Wilo's collaboration with Nakuru Water Service Provider on an ongoing energy performance project. This initiative highlights the potential impact of private sector involvement in optimizing water utilities. Through the replacement of old pumps, this project aims to reduce the utility energy bills significantly, translating into cost savings that can be reinstated or reinvested back into further improvements in water infrastructure and services. The significance of private sector investments does not stop at advancements in technology or service delivery. It extends to job creation and skills development. We commend His Excellency the President's agenda to create job opportunities and foster business growth for Kenyans. As we partner with private sector companies like you, we embrace a transformative vision that promotes economic empowerment, and particularly for our growing youth population. The establishment of a training center within Wilo East Africa Assembly Plant, providing opportunities for young Kenyans and East Africans to access training and skill development programs is a remarkable step towards building a skilled workforce for the water sector. By nurturing local talent, we ensure the continuity of innovation and expertise in the field, contributing to long-term sustainability of water resources. I'm happy that you are actively engaging with various universities and technical institutions, including the prestigious Kenya Water Institute under my ministry, to offer specialized certified programs for students, some of those at short periods, but very key and critical in their knowledge and skill development. These programs will focus on critical areas such as pump selection and digitalization, equipping the next generation of water professionals with the knowledge and expertise to address emerging challenges in the water sector. As we navigate the path towards ensuring access to affordable, high quality and sustainable water services for all Kenyans, we must acknowledge that this is a complex endeavor that demands coordination, collaboration with multiple stakeholders or among multiple stakeholders. As the Cabinet Secretary for Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, I assure you that Kenya is open for private sector investments. The enabling environment for sector investments under the visionary leadership of our President is evident. The recently concluded public-private partnership, that is the PPPs, initiatives in my ministry stands as a testament to the commitment the government has given to partner with private sector in driving transformative change. This initiative has garnered significant interest from investors, reaffirming the tremendous potential that we have and opportunities in the sector. Additionally, we are exploring the development of large irrigation parks or aggregation parks for irrigation, not industrial, but irrigation parks that will serve as comprehensive one-stop shops along the entire value chain. These parks will be geared towards enhancing domestic and export production, advancing food security, generating employment opportunities, and ultimately alleviating poverty, livelihoods, and improving the quality of life. In conclusion, I am confident that by uniting our efforts financially of pooling resources together, technically and technologically, we will undoubtedly achieve SDG 6 and also our broader agenda, better bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Together, let us embark on this transformative journey, securing a prosperous, water-secure future for our country. Thank you for listening to me this afternoon. My ministry assures you of our full support at whatever level that we are required to make interventions. We have an open door policy, and you are welcome to engage us at ministry level, at the minister's level, at my technical team's level, and at our agencies level. With water as our foundation, sanitation as our stronghold, irrigation as our growth catalyst, let us forge a prosperous Kenya hand in hand as a merging nation. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much. Congratulations for this day. Thank you.
I would like to say thank you, my colleagues also. They work very hard for this day. David, John, Joan, Christine, Esther, all of you. I would like to say thank you. We are one of the biggest puppet manufacturers and assemble for the first time in the Eastern African countries. So this is something that really we achieve. Once again, we achieve all of this because of you, clients, and I really want to say thank you very much. And officially, I will welcome you to for the dinner. Thank you very much.